Alright guys, we're here with our 1990 Toyota pickup. We're working on the ARB air locker. And we're going to get that out since that's the deepest part of what we're doing today. So start off by removing the tires and the 14mm bolts attaching the axle to the diff. Then we come in here again. 14 mil, it's hard to see, maybe you can see better on that one. 14mm bolts, and then we're gonna slide these axles out. We've already drained our diff, so that's where we're at. I've also unhooked everything else because I plan on putting this on the table and cleaning it out while I'm here, because I don't want to do anything back here again for a while. So the next video you'll see I'll remove those 414s. We'll slide that axle out. These 414s will slide this axle out, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so as you can see, that's off. On the back it was 14mm nuts. Let's just show you. Set the camera up. Excuse my angle, you're leaning against the drill, it's not the best. First, you just wiggle, you see? Just pull it back lightly. Careful not to, lifting, try not to drag too much. Bam. And I'll take it, set it like this. So, now that they're out, me and my buddy are probably going to lift this and put this on the table. That's why we unhooked everything. So, that's what we're going to do. We'll check back in with you guys in a second. These look like 12s. There's a bunch of them. Don't lose any. And then that comes right out. And then we'll be able to work on, replace our seals right there. Everything will be right there. So. Alright guys, the diff is out. And the third member is out of the diff. So we've supported it, some little shims to keep it from rolling. Now we're just going to get the seals in here and come in here. Something like that. But yeah, I'll need both hands to work this clip out. I'm gonna have to keep it kind of flat like that, wedge this out a little, and then wedge that out a little, and then that clip will pop out. I then need to be very gentle with this copper line, and you'll see the seals on the end of that. I'll touch base back with you guys when I get that done. Alright, so here's our clip. Just like that. All I had to do with both hands was just simply pop that in there, wiggle it, and then it lifted right out. Once I released it from back here and got it set right on top instead of in this groove. So, now this just fries right up. Loose. Bam. There's our seals. So, We're going to take them out and get our new seals in. Alright, so I used this one little pick to do all the tool work I needed to do once inside with the third member off. I used the pick to pick these seals out of there. Very little. I checked my seals to make sure they're resemble each other at least, you know. And then when we put them in, they're going to be very, very tight. I'm going to need both hands. I'm not going to be able to show you doing that. I'm going to start with the bottom one, that bottom ring, and then I'll set it down like that. Then I'll put my top ring and I'll press it down all the way, hold it, put the clip in. So that's about it. And then installing is the reverse order. We're doing a little more though. We're about to have to move this bracket back towards us a little bit because the leaf springs I got are not right, so I don't feel like sending it back and getting the right ones. Plus they're $500 and these were $200, so difference is these are for 88, I guess, and yeah, so just to show you guys the spring difference too, as well as see if the bolts are right there and they're magically lined up. Look at the difference. Okay, so that's telling me that's in an inch. The height is irrelevant. And then this one again is in an inch. So that can be made up with the shackle. But still, I'm gonna end up having to move both these brackets to make this work. Because if we just installed it in the front bracket, our diff is gonna be forward quite a bit. And I would like my diff still in my tire well. So, just so you know too, I wouldn't get too nervous about it. When you're pulling this out, it's better with two people because one person can pull on it and tap it with a hammer. You're going to get to a point where it's going to be tight on the side right here, you know, and really in these gears it's going to be tight, so you're going to have to just smack. I found that if while pulling it out, and I've got about an inch gap in there, when there's about an inch gap in there, I pull it, smack it with a hammer once, bam, it pops out. So that's the ARB. We're gonna clean up our gasket. I always recommend you do that. You do not want to have to come back and do any of this again. It's a process. You don't want to have to come back. So you're going to want to scrape your gasket off nice and good. Put some good gasket maker back on there. You know, do any cleaning now. We got a lot of debris in here. It was up on the top sensor. It's not on this, on the third member, but we got a lot of debris in there. So this time I'm going to make sure we really do a nice thorough. I don't know if you can see like these little shavings in there, but some of that is just because old gas. It's just filthy in here, and I've welded on it, so that's not good. I should have cleaned it, did it empty, and then smacked it with a hammer and rinsed that motherfucker out. Man, I don't know what else to tell you, but yep. All right, guys.